That was tough. We knew we were playing an excellent San Diego State team. They're very well coached, veteran group, play extremely hard. They run the ball as good as anybody in the country. And defensively, with a veteran group, play extremely hard, do a great job with their scheme. I was proud of our guys' effort, but we got to find a way to get over the top, find a way to win. And like I said before, give San Diego State credit. They're an excellent football team, and take it from there. Anybody got questions?
Tim, you had success a little bit with the deep ball, particularly at the end there. Was that something maybe in hindsight you maybe would have liked to exploit a little bit more?
Well, we took a shot earlier that we didn't execute very well. We had some shots built in, but there's different areas of the field where you want to take those, and so, you know, when the opportunities came up, you got to take them. You know, in the flow of the game, you got to set some things up, and we knew going into the game the teams that had played San Diego State, they all struggled to move the ball down the field consistently because of the pressures. You got to get chunk plays against them, and you know we didn't get enough chunk plays.
Last week you had said it was pre-planned to bring in Klein. Was that ever a pre-planned thing that you guys scratched, or just?
No, we're going to see how Chasen handled things, and I thought he played well today. You know, he's continuing to show improvement. We got to get him better every week.
Coach, it looked like you were using an extra blocker for chasing that points today. What was the strategy behind that?
Well, they do a great job with their pressures. You know, they're probably 70% of the time blitzing, and so we wanted to make sure he was protected. I thought our offensive line did a terrific job. I don't think we gave up a sack for 3 quarters. You know, I think when Chasen did feel pressure, he stepped up and made plays. When he felt it was bringing down around him and there were some openings, he had a nice big run. I think he's getting better and better each week, knowing when to take off and use his legs and when to just step up and make the throw.
Tim, if they had told you going into the game you'd hold San Diego State to 17 points, you have been pretty happy with that and think you would be in position to win?
Well, yeah, I mean, the points is one thing, but because we weren't able to tackle as well as we should have, they were able to burn a lot of clock. And so, you know, 17 points is you know, enough to win a lot of time, but you know, obviously not today. And you know, the job of the defense is to give up 1 less point than the offense scores. So we didn't get that done today.
Coach, is there any injury updates to this point on Peck or James?
Who you had?
On Peck?
He had a lower leg injury. They took him for x-rays, they were negative. That's the last I heard. And who else were you asking about? I'm sorry?
James?
Dontel was ready to go back in at the end, so he should be fine.
What was the atmosphere in the stadium like for you today on the field, and did that have any impact on, you think, the game today?
No, you know, there's no impact. Our guys, every time we play in Bulldog Stadium, are excited to play. I think if you saw our guys' effort, it was indicative of that. So, you know, I think it's tough to play on a Friday night. You know, you got the fair in town. There's a lot of things going on. I wish we could play on Saturdays instead, but you know, that's not a decision by us. I mean, that's a TV thing. So, really appreciative of the people that did show up. I wish we could have found a way to get a W for them.
The last 2 games against the Aztecs, I mean, you know, last year 1 touchdown, today 3 points. Is it the scheme, or is it the physicality of their players that's giving you the most trouble?
Well, I think it's probably a combination of both those. You know, they've got a group. You know, I think they got 8 seniors starting on their defense. They play very, very fast because they've been playing it for a long time. It's a difficult scheme. You know, they give a lot of people problems. You got to get chunk plays against them because you're not going to be able to consistently run the ball. I think they only give up 100 yards a game rushing. And so you got to take advantage of the times that you do have those chunk play opportunities and you know, make them, you know, pay when they pressure you the way they do.
On that first pick, did you think Chasen just put too much air under that ball? I mean, it looked like Jameer was open, even though there was double coverage, but the DB had time to run under it.
Yeah, I mean, we want him to take a shot there. You know, the fact that they intercepted it ended up being like a long punt. And so When you're backed up like that, you know, I thought it was worth it, you know, to take a shot, and you don't ever want to have an interception, but I mean, I think Jameer was right there, and their guys just out-battled him for the ball.
Starting field position you had in the first half, how much do you think that played a role? I think
It
it was
obviously-
the 1, the 9, the 23, and the 14 or something like that.
Yeah, you know, I think obviously when you start backed up, especially against a defense like that, it makes it tougher. You know, it was, you know, when you start the ball game off and you have to goal line stand, now your offense got to go 99. You know, they get the ball at midfield, they drove it about 20 yards or so and got the field goal. You know, when you have that short field, it's tough, and when you have a long field on offense, it's tough.
Anybody else? Thank you, Coach.
Just lastly, you know, one more loss, you know, how's that sitting with the guys and stuff? How's that impacting things, you think?
I mean, how do you think it sits with them? There's a bunch of disappointed, ticked off guys in there. You know, when you pour your guts out in practice and in a game and you don't have success, it hurts. And our guys got knocked down last week. They got back up this week and practiced their asses off and came out today and played extremely hard. We got beat by a team that was better today. And give San Diego State credit. Our guys, I know, will come back on Sunday and they'll be ready to go again and start off in going 1-0 this week. We've got a bunch of kids with a ton of character. We got coaches that love coaching them, and we're going to keep battling each and every week to go 1-0.
Thanks, Coach. Bring up John Johnson.